The first returns on Election Day indicated a clear Democratic victory. Both candidates went to bed assuming that Tilden had won the presidency, and several newspapers reported that victory in their morning editions. As results came in from the far west, though, the tide began to turn, and by the next evening some Republicans believed Hayes to be the winner. When the dust settled, Tilden had won the popular vote, 51% to 48%, but with 184 votes was one short of an Electoral College majority. Hayes collected 165 electoral votes, while the remaining 20 were in dispute, one from Oregon and 19 from the three southern states which still retained Reconstruction governments: South Carolina, Florida, and Louisiana. In Oregon, the Democrats were disputing a Republican elector on a technicality, but in the three southern states, both parties were claiming victory in close elections and charging the other party with vote fraud. The Constitution did not provide for the unprecedented scenario of a disputed presidential election, as distinct from an election simply lacking a candidate with an electoral majority, as in 1800 and in 1824. The Electoral College controversy would drag on for months, not reaching resolution until almost the eve of the scheduled inauguration on March 5, 1877. Both parties hurled accusations. Debate sometimes reached a fever pitch, and General William Sherman ordered 4 artillery companies to the nation's capital. The crisis sent newspaper sales soaring, although responsible commentators tried to quiet fears of renewed civil war. In the end, Congress adopted and the candidates grudgingly accepted an orderly solution. The Electoral Commission Act, which gained wide approval, established a 15-member commission consisting of 5 senators, 5 representatives, and 5 members of the Supreme Court. The commission's decisions were to be legally regarded as final unless overridden by both houses of Congress. The Electoral Commission began meeting on February 2, 1877. Over the next several weeks, the commission reviewed the evidence with lawyers representing both sides. On February 27th, the commission voted on a partisan 8-7 vote for Hayes in each instance of disputed electoral returns. Several behind-the-scenes negotiations led past historians to conclude that a deal had been agreed to by Hayes' associates and the Southern Democrats. After a long session of Congress ending at 4:10 a.m. on March 2nd, Rutherford B. Hayes received all 20 contested votes, allowing him to win an Electoral College majority and thus the presidency by 1 vote, 185 to 184. 3 days later, on Monday, March 5th, Hayes delivered his inaugural address. As anticipated, Hayes removed the remaining federal troops in the South from political duty, guarding the state houses, and the era of Reconstruction formally ended. The removal of those federal troops meant that it would be some 80 years before any significant effort to secure the civil rights of the freed African Americans would occur in the southern states.